In a world where everyone has magic, a man, unable to perform magic himself, he pushed his muscles to the limit. Every time he came home, he would accidentally break the door. This made his grandfather furious. So, every time George went out for his workouts, his grandfather would worry that the door would break again, rushing to open it for him. But this time, George wasn't going out to train. Instead, he secretly ran to the city, excited because today was the day for the limited edition Goblin Puff pastries. He clenched his fists in excitement, but his strength was so great that he ended up turning a coin into dough. This startled the shop owner, who broke into a cold sweat. That wasn't even the most extreme part. George took the coin and, with his bare hands, fixed it. He restored several coins to their original shape, astounding the owner with his incredible strength. Just when George finally bought the puffs, a gust of wind blew his hat away, and the people around him looked terrified, as if they had seen a monster. Meanwhile, Brad at the police station received a call informing him of a boy without a magic mark wandering the streets. The boy they were referring to was George. George, unaware of what was happening, only noticed that things had gotten noisy since a while ago. He thought about how his grandfather had warned him not to go to the city, but the chance to eat goblin puffs made him feel it was worth it. However, just then, George bumped into a magical policeman who was clearly drunk. The officer started shouting at him and demanded he pay for his clothes. George, misunderstanding the situation, tore the officer's clothes and said he would wash them and return them to the police. As the officer continued to yell at George, Brad arrived on the scene. He realized that George was the boy who had been reported earlier as having no magic mark. Just as Brad was about to question George, George's grandfather appeared out of nowhere and quickly whisked George away. Brad, now alone, smiled, seeing this as a great opportunity for a promotion and raise. He used magic to transform into a bird to follow them. After returning home, George's grandfather angrily scolded him. When George didn't argue and humbly apologized, his grandfather softened, realizing he couldn't stay mad at him. Instead, he made George redo the training from earlier that morning.